So in this video, I'm going to show you how to use the War desktop to work with GDAL, two different ways. They are related. Um, and so the first thing we do, one, make sure you're on the War desktop at BCIT Data Portal. And then we need to make sure we get into the OSGeo shell. And that. Now there's lots of icons, so it's easy to click on the wrong one. I do it all the time. So I was going to put that there. We're eventually heading over here to this area. And I'm just going to make it a little bit bigger. Yeah, full screen. First thing you should always do is go GDAL version. Do I actually have GDAL? Because like I said, it's easy to open a different shell. And so, yeah, GDAL's there, 311 and higher, good, where you want to be. And then the magic, or not so magic, on Windows is how do I get over to my U drive where I do my work. So on other systems, Linux or Unix-based systems, we'll throw Mac in there. We don't have to worry about drive letters. Here we do, in that because we're on Windows. And so the magic is to go drive letter, enter. And I'll switch to another drive, H. If I switch back to C, it remembers where I was, but I need to be on U. And I can go change directory, and I'm hitting the tab key to finish off my typing. Geo, that should be unique, and M05, sure. Oh, let's back up. Oh, it's because it's 7, of course. Then M05. Got ahead of myself. So, a little bit of this is you're blind because you don't see the directory structure. You could always do tree to look ahead. Hey, this is how it's organized. And that, and eventually I want to get down to that lecture demos, mod 5 demo. So I'll keep changing directory. That should be enough. And there's only one in there, so just the first character. And I'll go dir. And I have a Vernon parcels.zip. Now, if we were on a Linux box, it'd be easy to unzip this thing. This will get into what was installed on the OS and what utilities you have and if they're on the path. A quick, hey, I'm just going to do this in the GUI would be go Explorer dot. Dot's important. It means open up Explorer in this directory that I'm currently in. And I could right click and go 7-zip. Hey, unzip this thing. Luckily, yes, I believe that GDAL has built into it the ability to work with zipped up files, and it can sneak in there, take a look, and take a guess at what you're trying to do in that. So the big thing we want to do here is GDAL vector convert. Convert might actually work, and that we could try convert. And if I went slash viz zip, I believe it's a virtual file system based on a zip file. In that, so it knows to unzip the file and pretend on the fly that we've unzipped it in that, and I'll call it the Vernon. Should finish it off, and I'm going to put it into a Vernon.geo package. Now this is me accepting a lot of the defaults if I do it this way. Like I'm not going to be able to tweak the names and that sort of thing. And it gave me a warning. I think it did it. And I'll go dir. Ooh, and I have a geo package there. Like, and that. And the thing is like, hey, I'm here and I want to open up QGIS and take a look to see if it actually happened. Well, I can't just go because I'm in this shell. It's only going to work because I'm in here and how I install it. I can't go QGIS. Oh, I can't say, hey, open up this project. And I'm going to give it a name, QGZ. I know that is the extension for a QGIS project. Now, it'll launch, no, that was fast. It'll launch QGIS here and complain. Yes, it did. Because, yeah, that would be all messed up. and that. And so I'm just going to, what I'm after is this. I can go to Project Home because I launched it in that directory, and there's the Verdum one. And I will double click. Okay. One thing I might do actually is change the coordinate system to 269. I was in here before, so it remembered. The magic is you got to click it, and I can't quite see the buttons on the screen because of my resolution right now. So I think I know I can go tab. Okay, yes, it's me clicking buttons blind. And then I will just zoom to this layer. It should be at the top. Boom. And so it was able to convert that shapefile that was zipped up into an OGC geo package. Basically, it kind of looks at your extensions and figures out, okay, I think I know what you're trying to do in that. One thing is that there is there is this thing about mixed case, and if I looked at the, I'm almost scared. If I looked at the field names, oh, lowercase, all uppercase, mixed case, yeah, messy in that. So what I might do actually is I'll remove this for now. I'll save this and I'll close it just so that it doesn't have a lock on the file in that. And so I might actually go up arrow a couple times here. I'm going to add an overwrite that's okay to overwrite the layer. And I'm going to add a LCO, layer creation options. It should be a double hyphen LCO. And I believe the layer creation option is launder, equal to yes. So what it will do is, they kind of get a list for every format, kind of clean stuff up a little bit in that. Now it might complain that, hey, you already got this geo package made. I might make like a Verdin 2. Not the end of the world. Warning, I just got the same warning. I didn't say I couldn't do it. Well, okay. So I'm hitting the up arrow a couple of times in that, and we'll see that's loading way faster than it should, or regular speed in that. And Vernon package, notice that the Vernon parcels is all lowercase now in that, and right click, open attribute tables. Ooh, Rob's happy, all lowercase, that's good. So that little command line, actually, if I was to do that, we'll say in semi-raw code, because am I going to code the part that knows how to read and write the binary of a shapefile and an OGC package? Let's say I didn't code that part, right? I would still have to have a bunch of lines to say where am I, get to a certain directory kind of concept, and that feels frozen. Oh, try to get that back on the screen. So I'm easily into, I'm going to say 50 to 100 lines of code. If I was coding the thing all the way from the ground up, we're talking thousands of lines of code in that. So that saves me a lot of work. If I learn how to learn these command line tools, it is an investment, but it does start to pay off early. And then I can start flipping formats and even get things in, I guess, named in a style that I liked, just with a one-liner on the command line. So what I want to do now is show you how I would do this the second method. And so the second method, I'm going to use VS Code. Actually, the second method will go a little GUI on this, right? So I'm in this directory already, right? So I'm going to go open with VS Code, right? And so VS Code will launch eventually, right? GUIs take a long time to load in that. And I'm in this area. And so what I've done is I integrated the OGS Geo shell into the terminal in VS Code. And so even from here, the natural thing would be to go, let's make a file like shp to geo package.bat, like a bat file. in that. Uh, I might steal this line if I can, right? This one before. This is the one I want. This is the magic I want. So I'll take this, highlight it, hit enter, should put that into the clipboard for me, and I can copy paste it there and that. And so let's change the name so that we can see, okay, something new got made in that. So one thing is I have autosave on, so it's every time I finish typing, it saves it to the back to the file for me in that. Otherwise, you'll see a little dot up in here. And then I'm going to go terminal, new terminal. And then the magic here is once this terminal launches, is to select from the list and that this drop down list here, the OpenGeo shell. And why am I doing that? Because I'm pretty sure if I typed in GDAL -- version, wouldn't be there, right? I have no idea what that is. Hey, no, don't know what that is. But we can open up the OSGeo shell from within VS Code. Big thing is look where it launched. It opened up in the directory that I'm in. So there's a little bit of, hey, I'm okay with this because it's in the spot that I need and that. And I can, again, test GDAL -- version. And I got GDAL. Good. Do a little CLS, right? And that. And then from here, because I put it in a batch file, all I need to do is really just run the batch file. So from the terminal down in here, I can go sh, hit the tab key, it'll finish it off, right? And if we look, did we get a Vernon 2? We got a Vernon 2 geo package made. All happy. And then we could, you know, again, we have QGIS open here. I could launch it as well, because that is just the OpenGeo shell. Now it might need a little refresh because it didn't see you do that, right? And I'll remove this layer. And so it should be very similar, right? All lowercase, drop it in, lands fine. And that we'll look at just look at the field names. Yeah, they look good in that. And then so that's myself doing it from VS Code, where it'll help me, you know, a little bit with the bat file, do some color coding for me in that. The autosave is nice. You do have to remember to flip your terminal into the OSGeo one, but it remembers what directory you're in and places you in the right spot, which is nice. And so this is not a bad way to start to use an integrated development like VS Code to help you manage even some command line stuff, because you can just write batch files and run the batch files in that. So that's why I wanted to show you in this video 2 ways to work with the command line. And whatever you do, when you get down to this line, just make sure that you do the GDAL version to make sure, okay, I really do have GDAL, and it should be good to start converting stuff. That's all for now.